Hi, I'm Holly Root from Waxman Level Literary, and I am going to talk to you today about the role of a domestic agent in selling international rights. So, to take you through this a little bit, I thought I would walk you through what the process looks like for one of my books that has had some really lovely success internationally, and that is The Sweetness of Forgetting by Kristin Harmel. So, I sold this book initially on proposal to Gallery Books here in the United States, and we did that deal for North American rights. It's always a bit of a debate when you're going out with a project whether you're going to sell North American rights, World English rights, translation, what portion of those are going to be assigned where. In the case of this book, it made sense for us to try to keep them because the author had not actually retained rights on her previous books, so we just wanted to see if a different approach would help perhaps break her into those markets. So we were able to do that, and once the book was delivered, we had talked to some people about it on proposal, but in a lot of cases it's hard to really get people to commit when they're looking at, only a partial manuscript, especially for fiction, where so much of it is about the emotional payoff and sort of the arc and the storytelling and that kind of thing. So understandably, we kind of waited until we had a full manuscript ready to go. So once we had that manuscript in, we also had this gorgeous cover, which we were very happy about. And we went ahead and shared that with our co-agents in the various territories, and also with Scouts. And Scouts, while it's one of the pieces of the business that people don't often know things about, but one of the really coolest parts of the business, in my opinion. So Scouts, who are paid by the publishers in other countries to sort of have their finger on the pulse of the US market and fill them in on what's working and why. The Scouts actually gave a really wonderful read to this project, and because of their early enthusiasm, we saw a lot of territories become interested very quickly. So we were able to close a number of deals for Sweetness of Forgetting in advance of publication here in the US, and then as those international rights came through to publication, we were delighted to have it. I believe the highest it went was number 4 in Italy for a good stretch of weeks, several months, in fact. Also performed very well in Germany, and I believe we're up to 13 licenses total around the world. So that's a bit of a delightful success story and that all came out of just, people genuinely reading and loving the book. I always tell my authors that I can't guarantee that exact path is going to be what happens. I don't guarantee outcomes, but I do guarantee effort. So for every book on which we retain rights, we make the effort to make sure that everyone that we work with internationally knows about it, that they have all the materials that they need, and the agent at that point really becomes the clearinghouse for that information. We're your one-stop shop for anything that you need to know, whether it's, do we have the finished manuscript, do we have the cover, what are the reviews saying, what kinds of good things have been happening for it. We're really the ones who make sure that our publishing partners around the world know all of those things. So it's a wonderful place to be talking about the great things going on for your books and to just continue to be their biggest fan all around the world.